comic geeks and all the nerds in between. My name is Megan with Vigilante Vibes, and usually I come to you with a character breakdown. But today I want to do a family tree breakdown. I want to talk about the Summers family. Easily the strongest family line in Marvel Comics, so of course we have to talk about them. Families are already pretty messy, and when it comes to the X-Men, it's even messier. But even by mutant standards, the Summers family is on another level. We're talking clones, secret siblings, kids from 3 different alternate realities, time travel, space empires, the whole thing, whole enchilada. Scott Summers' family tree doesn't just branch out, it stretches across time, space, and half the multiverse. And through it all, the Summers clan has reshaped galaxies, rewritten futures, and changed mutant history more than once. So let's break down Cyclops' family tree, focusing on the major players who've spent serious time in the main Marvel Universe. Scott Summers and Jean Grey first met as teenagers in Uncanny X-Men #1 by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. As 2 of Professor X's original students, they grew up together as Cyclops and Marvel Girl, and they fell in love. Their relationship survived Jean bonding with the Cosmic Phoenix Force, her apparent death, like a bunch of deaths, Scott marrying her clone, Jean dying again and again, and even Scott's long relationship with Emma Frost before Jean's eventual return. And I gotta be honest with you guys, Emma Frost was his best relationship. That's all I need you to know, but that's okay. Scott and Jean officially married in X-Men #30, but hanging over their lives for decades have been Mr. Sinister, a twisted geneticist obsessed with their DNA. He believed their child could one day defeat Apocalypse. When Jean was believed dead, Sinister created her clone, Madeline Pryor. It also should be mentioned that he was taking DNA from all of the X-Men, and he could never get to Jean. He could never get her DNA. So he made Madeline Pryor to make sure that powerful Grey-Summer genetic combo did not go to waste. Madeline Pryor, Maddie the Baddie, the Goblin Queen. Scott fell for her, married her, and they had a son named Nathan, all without knowing she was Jean's clone, which is messy. And then Jean came back. Scott left Madeline and baby Nathan to reunite with Jean, and things spiraled very fast. After learning the truth about her origins and being manipulated by demons and Sinister, Madeline became the Goblin Queen and launched the demonic crossover Inferno. More recently, she took control of Limbo and eventually made peace, or at least an uneasy truce, with Scott and Jean. Scott's younger brother, Alex Summers, Havoc, debuted in Uncanny X-Men #54. After the Shi'ar abducted their parents and caused the plane crash that separated them, Scott and Alex grew apart. When they reunited on the X-Men, they clashed almost as often as they worked together. But also should point out that Sinister had a hand in separating Alex and Cyclops too, to the point where Sinister was so desperate for Scott to not have a great life that he took out some potential adoptees that were interested in Scott. So Sinister is like the thorn in their side from the beginning. Havoc has led the X-Men, X-Factor, and Avengers Unity Division. He's also spent plenty of time brainwashed into villainy, and in one alternate reality, he was a major hero. Romantically, he's had a brief fling with the Wasp and a long, messy relationship with Polaris, who is Magneto's daughter, and who is one of my favorite people in the Marvel Universe, and Madeline Pryor, which is weird. Their father, Christopher Summers, started out as a pilot before becoming the space pirate Corsair. He and his wife, Catherine, were abducted by the Shi'ar Empire when Scott and Alex were kids. After Shi'ar Emperor D'Ken killed Catherine, Corsair escaped and joined the Starjammers, a band of space outlaws, which has the funniest name of all time. He debuted in Uncanny X-Men #104. At first, Corsair kept his identity a secret from his sons. Eventually, he reunited with Scott and Alex, who both briefly served on the Starjammers. He's also in a long-term relationship with Hepzibah, his feline alien crewmate. To this day, the Starjammers remain some of X-Men's closest cosmic allies. And then there's Gabriel Summers, Vulcan, the brother Scott and Alex didn't even know existed for years. Born in Shi'ar space, this Omega-level mutant ended up on Earth under the care of Myra McTaggart and Professor X. When the original X-Men were captured in Krakoa, Vulcan seemingly died trying to rescue them, and Professor X erased Scott's memory of him because Professor X is a villain, and I will not hear any different. Except Vulcan survived. He returned in X-Men Deadly Genesis #1, furious and unstable. Understandably so. After battling the X-Men, he conquered the Shi'ar Empire and sparked an interstellar war. He was eventually defeated by Black Bolt, cast into a space-time rift called the Fault. Later, he resurfaced on Arakko and the mutant planet formerly known as Mars. Rachel Summers is the daughter of Scott and Jean from Earth 811, the dystopian Days of Future Past timeline where Sentinels nearly wiped out mutants. She debuted in Uncanny X-Men number 141. Using her immense telepathic powers, she sent Kitty Pryde's mind back in time to try to change history. After encountering the Phoenix Force herself, Rachel gained a portion of its cosmic powers and traveled to the main Marvel universe. She joined the X-Men and Excalibur, built real relationships with Scott and Jean, and split her destiny. Part of her became Mother Ascani in the far future to guide Cable, and the other part remained with the X-Men. Nathan Christopher Summers, the son of Scott and Madeline, was born in Uncanny X-Men number 201, and as a baby, he was infected by the techno-organic virus and sent into the future ruled by Apocalypse. Raised with help from Mother Ascani and even time-traveling versions of Scott and Jean, Nathan became the warrior Ascani's son. As the time-traveling Cable, he debuted in New Mutants number 87. Cable turned the New Mutants into X-Force and dedicated his life to preventing catastrophic futures, all while embracing his summer roots. After the Scarlet Witch depowered most mutants during the House of M, Hope Summers became the first mutant born, debuting in X-Men number 205. During the Messiah Complex crossover, multiple factions hunted her, like Mystique, Mr. Sinister, but Cable took her into the future and raised her across different timelines. He trained her as a soldier while protecting her from threats like Bishop. When she returned, she helped reignite the mutant population and later became one of the 5 who resurrected mutants on Krakoa. In the future where Cable grew up, he and Aaliyah Jenscott had a son named Tyler Dayspring. Tyler was brainwashed into serving Apocalypse and later traveled to the present as an arms dealer Tolliver in X-Force number 5. Renaming himself Genesis, which is, I feel like you have to have a really big ego to take that name, but that's fine. He tried to claim Apocalypse's legacy, but was taken out by Wolverine during a failed attempt to bond him with adamantium. When baby Nathan was sent to the future, he was cloned as a backup. That clone became Strife. Raised by Apocalypse to be his heir, Strife grew to hate Cable. He debuted alongside Cable in New Mutants 87 and later led the Mutant Liberation Front, unleashed the Legacy Virus, battled Cable and the X-Men in events like Executioner Song and Messiah War. Nate Gray, X-Man, his name is X-Man, comes from the Age of Apocalypse timeline where Professor X died early and Apocalypse conquered the world. Created by Sinister using Scott and Jean's DNA, he debuted in X-Men number 1. With overwhelming telepathic power that strained his body, Nate moved to the main Marvel universe, bonded with Cable like a brother, and maintained complicated ties to Jean, Scott, and Madeline. During Age of X-Men, he even created a mutant paradise reality where before sending everyone home. And finally, there's Adam X, the X-Stream, introduced in X-Force Annual number 2. He's the half-brother of the Summers siblings, genetically engineered using DNA from the Shi'ar Emperor D'Ken and Catherine Summers as part of a royal breeding experiment, which is gross. Raised as a farmer, Adam developed the ability to ignite blood, which is gross. After eventually learning the truth about his Shi'ar and Summers heritage, his memories were erased and he drifted back into the fringes of the X-Men's world. So yeah, the Summers family isn't just complicated, it's a cosmic level soap opera filled with clones, demon queens, time traveling warriors, mutant messiahs, alien emperors, and multiple apocalypses. But they are still one of the most important families in mutant history. And honestly, what I wouldn't give for a movie, a Summers family movie, not Summers as in the Jean Grey side. I want Havoc, Cyclops, Vulcan, Corsair. I want that whole dynamic in one movie. I don't know how it's going to work out. It's probably not. But that is what I want. So, that is the Summers family. That is the Summers family tree. They are easily the strongest family in the X-Men world, I would say. So, unless I'm forgetting someone, but I don't think I am. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I hope you have a marvelous day.